Welcome back, everybody. We got another special treat. We have Kerrang featuring Budgie. Stretch Their Wings on the cover of issue November 18th through December 2nd of 1982. We're winding down with our vintage magazine, metal magazine review, when we go through these magazines page by page. To go through these magazines, reminisce, see what was happening in the world of 80s heavy metal. Before we begin, just click subscribe, hit that notification bell. Any questions, comments, or feedback or requests, leave them below and I will answer all your questions. Whatever you want, I will do. I will comply. Alright, let's begin. Alright, we got Kerrang. Look at Budgie with his Gibson Flying V. You look at the cover, these right here, these are DiMarzio Super... These are DiMarzio Super Distortion pickups. I know my pickups, and these clearly are DiMarzio Super Distortion pickups that came stock on the Gibson Flying V. Alright, we have Gary Barden, Venom, Rock, Goddess, Saxon, and Rage, and Kiss in this issue, alright? We're going to go ahead and open this magazine and see what was in it and see what was happening in November 18th, December 2nd of 1982. Again, we're winding down the year of 82. So here we go. The official heavy metal charts specially compiled for Kerrang from nationwide survey of 50 specialist shops. These are their top singles. Again, Caroline Live by Status Quo. We have albums that they chose. We got Diamond Head. We got local charts. We got the top import albums. Hughes and Thrall right there. What else do we have here? Razmatios. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Razmatios. Oh, Wendy. Oh my God! Look how bad my eyes are. I thought this was an R. Look, I thought that was an R. Razmatios. I'm not gonna edit this out. It's Plasmatics. Look, Plasmatics. Wendy O and the Plasmatics. And oh my God, this looks like an R-A-S Matios. Look at T-I-O-S, but it's Plasmatics. Oh God, how dumb am I? Coup d'etat. The first album for Capitol Records, the Plasmatics, are Wendy O. Williams on vocals. She had a video that was on MTV, and you gotta check it out. Just type in Wendy O videos. Plasmatics, you'll see this video with her cannon and her hair and all that stuff. And but boy, my eyes are bad, right? I thought it was Razmatio. Don't come for me. Alright, look at this. Okay, again, look. Here's a beautiful Gibson Flying V with DiMarzio Super Distortion pickups right there. Alright, and there's Budgie. Again, I never heard of Budgie, so let me know your thoughts on Budgie. The Budgie has landed. Right? It looks like a fun band, right? Maybe he's pretty good. I don't know if it's metal, it could be hard rock. So I think after this video, I'm going to go check out Budgie on YouTube. So at least I can be more informed. But again, it's been years since I've glanced through these issues. That's why we're going through these magazines, page by page, to reminisce who was being featured, who was at the top of their game, who was up and coming, who to look out for, who to listen for, what bands, songs, artists were gunning for the top bill, top spot. Right, so anything you want to know about Budgie will be right here. And again, look, my only complaint with Kerrang was this really tiny print. You have to bring up the magazine right to your eyes to be able to read this damn magazine. So they would have had bigger fonts. It would have been much more pleasant. Right, Mama's Boys, Plug It In, their new album. Right, this is more on Budgie. So they had a huge, obviously Budgie was on the cover. So naturally, they have a nice spread for Budgie. Alright. Michael Schenker Group. A Pardon for Barden. So it looks like Gary Barden branched out on his own and started singing solo. And now he wants back in with Michael Schenker Group. Or he's being successful that Michael Schenker should basically give him reprieve and say, okay, come back. Don't be so hard on the guy. He just wanted to test the waters, and he's making a name for himself. So this basically talks about the beef and the feud with Michael Schenker and Gary Barden. Mayhem, again, the ins and outs, mucho MSG LPs to win. So they're giving away a lot of Michael Schenker Group albums. And this tells you basically the latest news and the buzz of the music industry right here. So that's what Mayhem section is all about. All right, tour dates, up and coming tour dates here. Let's see if I can blow that up. We have Burning Torme, we have Y&T, Shell Shock, Saracen, Dumpy's Rusty, Tony, not McAlpine, I thought it was Tony McAlpine, Tony McPhee, Rock Goddess. So Rock Goddess was trying to make a name for themselves by touring. So, you know, there's that. Alright, look at Ozzy. Let's see what this says. If I can blow it up here. Oh, here it is. Okay, look. Remember this issue was like December, right? Look what this says. Let's see if I can blow it up a little bit. Why? Here you ask, why has Talk of the Devil, the Ozzy camp, proposed? Let's see. The Ozzy camp's proposed live album tribute to Randy Rhoads, detailed in Kerrang 21, suddenly becomes Speak of the Devil. 4 full sides of pensionable Sabbath material recorded at 2 stateside shows with the Gillis Sarzo Aldridge lineup that completed the mammoth U.S. tour. The answer would seem to revolve around a rather grubby disagreement between Ozzy and his record company that led to the Rhoads project being shelved, for the moment at least. So they had plans to make a live album with Randy Rhoads while he was alive. He passes away. Then they wanted to do a live album with his live recordings. A tribute album that came out later. Well, they originally wanted to do it sometime in 82, right? Because he just died. And that would have been great as a tribute to Randy. But I guess he still had a contract with Black Sabbath where he had to release Black Sabbath material. So I believe Ozzy just said, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and play all these songs live with my band. And that's it. It'll be a Black Sabbath record, but at least I got the record out. But I'm playing it my way with my band, and that's what he did. Again, what's this? So the article goes down further right, but on the far right, on fairies wear boots, war pigs, all 8 minutes and 15 seconds of it. And The Wizard, a song Ozzy has not performed outside his bath since 1972. The nostalgia needle does quiver rather alarmingly, but even on these occasions, the bubbling, driving bass and rapid fire drums beat new life into familiar rhythms, and the music's dispensed with enough flair and verb to secure its relevance. Indeed, the album's time-cut Snowblind, Never Say Die, and Children of the Damned come across totally without tarnish. In particular, the latter were Gillis, nostrils flared and lower torso lost in dry ice, probably pulls out all the stops and reaches a level of delirium only a bit behind the Oz. So, kudos. I can read more of this, but I can't move this. Oh, here we go. I'll take it back. Bingo. Right. I'm over here, okay? Which one? Ozzy's voice, you'll be pleased or horrified to hear, sounds much the same as ever, punctuated now and then ghoulishly tackles and typically Titanic audiences aside. Go Animal, the Madman is back. The answer would be to revolve around rather grubby disagreement. I already read that. Full Flames, let's see. But no, it comes across crystal clear that the American triumvirate Brad Gillis guitar, Ringo Starr's bass, Tommy Aldridge's drums is more than a match for the Iommi Ward Butler amalgam, particularly in the drum department, where Aldridge, even without his solo spot, makes Bill Ward sound about as handy as the Venus de Milo. But early Sabbaths weren't about chops and parodies. Brad Gillis, the key figure on the album. Let's see what else. Oh, here we go. But early Sabbath weren't about chops and paradiddles. They were about riffs, great surging guitar runs that inspired 1,000 lesser bands and many parental headaches, a fact that makes Brad Gillis the key figure on this album. It is. During my Hawaiian exchanges with the Oz, West Coaster Gillis came in for much bad-mouthing with both bottle and virtually called into question. But he put in a tremendous virtuoso performance here, making it easy to see why Ozzy, unpredictable to a T, has now asked him to join the ranks full time. What Randy Rhoads would have made of the archive anthems in these grooves is a tempting but idle speculation. Suffice it to say that Gillis handles the riffs, charging, flailing, or stomping with considerable aplomb, even finding elbow space for some subtle improvisation. Even with the groan, belch, and scream from the Gillis guitar lovingly. Oh, so this thing just basically raves about Brad Gillis. Yeah, Brad Gillis is awesome. So, remember the issue, a couple of issues ago, they were in Hawaii. Oops, sorry about that. Let this make it smaller. They were in Hawaii, and there was Brad Gillis. So apparently he was getting drunk, whatever. So around that time when they got married, they recorded this album, Speak of the Devil. But look, Talk of the Devil, I guess in England, but then it was Speak of the Devil in the U.S. So double live album. So look at this. Oh look, the Talk of the Devil tour. So here they are. After the U.S. tour, remember they recorded the album in New York at the Ritz. Then they came over to England or to finish up their tour right here, playing Black Sabbath stuff. Isn't that cool? Again, Cut the Bitch, Motley Crue, Too Fast for Love, Saga, Kim Carnes, Loudness. Alright, they're basically now, there's their debut album, Loudness, making a name for themselves. Get Angry with Rose Tattoo, Reign of Terror. Alright? So yeah, so Ozzy, some Regulus was there till the end of 82. And then he pretty much said, see ya, I'm out of here. So, terrifying. White Snake. So he was about to ask him to join the band when, about the time he was going to be asked to join the band permanently, that's when Regulus says, you know what, I'm going to go with Night Ranger. Thank you, but no thank you. Right, White Snake's new album cassette, Saints and Sinners. Pretty good album, not great, but it's pretty good. My Centerfold, Witchfinder General, and that album sleeve. Alrighty. Biff from Saxon. Alright, look at that awesome motorcycle right there. We got Wild Horses. Remember the band Wild Horses? Can't drag Neil Jeffries away from Stampede. So there we go. Kilowatt, the shirt on your back. Alright. So this is just basically article on metal. Palace in Wonderland. Palace. I thought it was Palais, but it's Palace. Right? There we go. Palace. Helsa Popin. Our Vestal Virgin Dante Bonotto from Venom. So this is the band Venom. So look, you think they're trying to copy Judas Priest right here? Well, Judas Priest doesn't dress like that though. Helsa Poppin' with Venom. More on Venom right there. Look, our music is power metal, Venom metal, black metal, not heavy metal, because that's for the chicks. Alright, so that's why they probably fizzled, because they were taking themselves too seriously, and they disappeared. Alright, this is a weird guitar. Look. Win Paul Sampson's guitar. Looks like a moon, right? A moon. Pretty cool Kawaii Moon Liner. Kawaii Moon Liner. So this is that's the guitar right there. Pretty awkward guitar right there. But it's unique. Probably the only one of its kind. Right, Gillen and the Cucumbers. Look at Gillen again, Gillen. Right, who's this? Hawkwind's Baron Rojo right there. Isn't that pretty cool? Like, he's got a little Floyd Rose right there. Isn't that pretty cool? Concerts, we got Gillen Spider. Bernie Torme, we got Diamond Head. 720, we got Presents. We got Asia. Right, the Goddess. Remember Rock Goddess? Look, the Goddessa file. So here they're talking about Rock Goddess right there. Patrick, more Venom, Venomania. Again, look up Venom on YouTube and let me know what you think. Samson's album for just $3.99. the Kerrang Neat Cassette Metal Offer. You're going to get Derringer, White Spirit, First Fist, Venom, Raven. Classified sections, Pen Pal sections, right? We know all about that. Singles, upcoming single, Violator, Cockney Rejects, 12th Night, Savage, Spider, Leonard Skinner, Chateau. So, communication, you want to write to the record companies, your favorite bands, this is where you do it. Holocaust are now Hologram. Hologram, the band. Oh, look, isn't that kind of eerie? Twin Towers right there. Look at the Twin Towers. That's 1982. Helion. I heard of the band Helion. Or maybe I'm thinking of Helion from Screaming for Vengeance. The Helion. So, who knows? The Gods Rise Again. Peter Moore, The Gods. I never heard of The Gods. So maybe they're playing clubs in the UK, but I don't think they made it big. Death Glory. Dave Dickinson. Listen to the excess of Hanoi Rocks. Hanoi Rocks is good. There's a lot of great footage early footage of them on YouTube. Check them out. Hanoi Rocks. I love the look and the music. In a Rage with Chris Welch. Alright? Talked about In a Rage. Look, Plastic Cuts, Kiss, God of Thunder. So obviously, this is not Kiss from, this is the Kiss from Dynasty era to me. So, but this is 1982. Creatures of the Night is already released. And that was the back cover of this issue. Alright? So let me know your thoughts on this issue with Budgie. Again, I've never heard of Budgie. Never heard their music. So I'm going to go check out Budgie after this video. Give me your thoughts on Budgie. What were your reaction to Ozzy Osbourne's review of Speak of the Devil? Totally they praised Brad Gillis. Because Brad Gillis made that album incredible. It sounded incredible. Put on that album, Speak of the Devil. It's on YouTube. Brad Gillis has the best live guitar tone out there. So check it out. Alright, that's it for this issue of Kerrang. We have one more issue after this, and we are done with 1982. Actually, we have two more. One more for 82, and then another special issue of Kerrang, and that's it. I have another surprise for you after these two issues. Thank you for joining me. I'm Tony. You're at KGTR, and I'll see you all in the next video.